Hi, I'm Linda Fox. I'm in the PhocusWire studio with Wendy Olson Killion, CEO of Rome2Rio. Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Great to see you, Linda. Thanks for having me.
So for anyone of our audience who may not know what Rome2Rio is and its sort of place in the travel ecosystem, just share briefly what it's all about.
Absolutely. For the newbies, welcome. For those who don't know Rome2Rio, for the millions of people who've been using us for years, welcome back. We answer one simple question. How do I get there?
Yeah.
And when we think about that, we map A to any B around the world. That means planes, trains, and automobiles, ferries, buses, and even an occasional water buffalo, a hot air balloon, a funicular, you name it, and we have it. Whether that's moving from a major hub to a tiny village, whether that's from a small town in Italy trying to get to the coast of Croatia, we basically show all of the different ways of getting there, the different routes, the timing, and the pricing, because it's rare that a trip has one mode or travels in a straight line.
Yeah. Now, you spoke here at the conference about a structural change that's needed in travel. Can you just explain what you meant by that?
We are seeing a major shift in how people move, and whether that be from climate pressures, geopolitical changes, changes in traveler values, and then what we're seeing mostly is around AI and how that changes not just where you go, but how you get there. Nearly half of the searches we are seeing on Rome2Rio are multimodal. They have many different ways of getting from places. And that's not just about cost. It's about the journey mattering. It's about the connection and the impact. Those all matter to people. And so we are giving them that choice, and we're giving them all of that information as they think about moving. At the same time, people are overwhelmed with data to plan a trip. And so AI comes in here as we think about processing the billions of journeys that we're seeing happening. We take all of that big data and we match it with people. We match it with experts on the ground. And this is critically important as we think of the role of AI. We're digitizing local content that may not yet be digital, whether that be a schedule, a local transportation company, but how do we really make this trusted data that gives travelers confidence? And so we're thinking about that both from the big data AI side and that combination with people. And we're really trying to understand how to connect a very fragmented, disconnected infrastructure.
And in your mind, why is this reset so significant? Why does it matter to the industry?
The way that we are going to work, we have to be faster, we have to be smarter, and we have to really strive for this growth. For destinations, what we think about specifically, they're moving from pure promotion to stewardship. We hear this all the time. Yep. And the impact and connection for travelers have never been more important. And the destinations have to think about how they manage that demand, both for the traveler to have an amazing experience and also for their residents and the people on the ground. What we did recently, there was a partnership with Brazil that did just that. And what we thought about was, how do we inspire this discovery through transportation and through how do you move around a country? How do we connect that storytelling with lesser known places so that people can go to the natural beauty of Brazil or to undiscovered destinations within the country that are nearby to Rio? And it was a great way to, we talk about dispersion.
I was going to say dispersal. That's
dispersion by design.
Yeah.
So it's not just dispersal for dispersal's sake. It's how do you match that traveler with the right place? How do you get them to have that really impactful journey while the destinations are thinking about how we are more resilient and balanced as a tourism industry overall? And we can do that with things like infrastructure and how you connect people.
And that feels like a much more natural way to do it than, perhaps forcing people to do it from a sustainability point of view, doesn't it?
That's right. And the values are very different for everyone. And they are going to have, if they have all the choice and understand all the options, they can then make the choices that match their values. Yeah. And often we're seeing that with sustainability. The journey is part of the entire trip. It's a big part of the trip.
Big, yeah.
And how you get there and what you're choosing, it may not be the fastest route, but it might be the most scenic, or it may be the most sustainable, or it may be the cheapest, or it's the fastest. All of the different things that you prioritize when you're traveling, we give people the tools and information, and destinations the opportunity to showcase that and make that match.
So what does the future of travel look like for Rome2Rio?
Definitely connected, multimodal. We think about it from the end-to-end trip. not from hub to hub. It's how do I get from this place I'm standing, my home or wherever that might be, to wherever I'm going. And that's the full trip. And it's connected across this very fragmented industry that we're in, especially around ground transport. It's not just the flight. It's undiscovered. We don't say, a lot of times you'll hear secondary or tertiary destinations. We think of them and call them undiscovered locations because they're not less important. And those numbers kind of do that. But what we say is they're just waiting to be discovered. And we're showcasing what that looks like. AI obviously plays a big role in what we're doing and how we're thinking about it. But we have to match that with people, human validated information that gives people confidence. And so it's a combination of big data and travel experts on the ground like we have throughout the world who understand those parts of the world, enabling travelers by giving them every option. That is a big part of the future. And done right, we spark this curiosity as we think about it, dispersion by design, create journeys that are better for travelers, better for destinations, and better for the people who live there.
Wonderful. Wendy, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.